The following podcast contains real reviews and the ridiculous reactions of two would-be oracles of the internet. The opinions expressed and presented are mere musings, so please humor their hijinks with a laugh and not by taking anything they say seriously. Seriously.
Hey party people, welcome to reviewparty.com. I'm Brent. Matt's not here with us because I am in the editing room. Welcome to post-production. To let you guys know that I'm sorry because I sound like total shit this week. I don't know what happened to my audio track. Something got messed up down the line, whether in recording or with the file, and it just doesn't sound good. I tried my best to clean it up. And I'm gonna do my best in the edit to make it sound as good on the ears as possible. But apologies, it's not to our regular standard of quality. But we'll be back to our regular scheduled good audio next week. But this episode was too funny to re-record or just put a greatest hits out or something instead. So, yeah, I did my best. Hope you guys like it. And hope you all have a good one. Enjoy this week's episode of Review Party. Hello and welcome to reviewparty.com. I'm Brent.
I'm Matt. Blast him out of the water with that hello.
Boom! Hit him with it. Now that you're nice and shell-shocked, you got that flashbang sound in your ears. Let me tell you about reviewparty.com. It's on the internet. It's about the internet, specifically internet reviews. And hopefully, by George, it's funny. You know any funny Georges? I guess all the Georges I know are funny, but maybe not for the right reasons.
George Costanza.
Right, but not for the right reasons.
He's a fictional character.
Right. See, Jason, if it was Jason Alexander, very funny person. This episode's dedicated to goofy dudes named George. I'm sure none of the reviews will reflect that, but no, in our hearts. Mm-hmm. Think about the Georges of the world, the Georgies. Did I forget anything about the podcast?
I think that's it.
We have an Instagram. Don't forget that. Let's start with some leftovers. I have some leftovers from last week.
Ooh.
I just want to get them off the board here.
Mm-hmm.
From Amazon, the ToonTube 200 Classic Cartoon Collection. One of those little bargain bin Walmart dollar movie collections here. Lanita May. The title of their review, Makes a 5-Year-Old Happy. They write, since we received this, my 5-year-old has not stopped watching it. He watches it for hours and loves all the different cartoons. The best part is when he finds something really funny and tries to tell you what is happening. He gets so dramatic. Plus, if you sit down and watch it with him, he tells you what the next cartoon is. What's it about? My husband and son have watched this so much that they even know the title to the cartoons. Yes, we need a life. Their favorite cartoon in this set is Betty Boop. My son went to school telling everyone about Betty Boop, and the only one who knew what he was talking about was the teacher. Well, yes, we are providing great culture to our child. So for us, this is a great purchase. Something we watch as a family and something a 5-year-old will love 5 stars.
Okay. Maybe this is these people's first child, it seems like. And also they've never been around a child before. They're unfamiliar with the phenomena of them just wanting to watch the same thing over and over again.
Sure, that is a child classic, right?
It's that a classic
comfort food watch.
Peter Pan ends. Oh, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take that VHS and put it in the rewinder, and we're going to watch Peter Pan again.
Yeah, I remember we got the Lion King sing-along song tape that came with like the karaoke lyric book.
Yes.
And we were listening to it in a car on the road trip, and my mom had the lyric book. I probably didn't know how to read, not to the point where I could, read along and sing at the same time. And chew bubblegum and walk and dribble basketball, that's a lot for a little kid. But I was just singing the song, so my mom was like, how do you know the lyrics? I don't know if you watching this every day?
I'll watch it again and again.
The Lion King tape. We used to watch VHS tapes so much that they would just wear out. The tape would just disintegrate. Yeah, just get eaten up. Rest in peace, my Digimon movie tape, dude. Probably got worn out from fast forwarding through the Amelia Bedelia or whatever the heck short. What was that gross little girl show on Nickelodeon with the black and white? Oh, this is really we're giving our audience great culture right now.
Right.
Now I have to look it up. I'm so sorry, Nick. I'm sending you a screenshot of the show. Anyway, for context, they played this short of this other Nick show before the Digimon movie, and no one knew why. So you had to sit and watch 10 minutes of this. Angela Anaconda! That's what this shit is called. You had to watch 10 minutes of Angela Anaconda before you got to your good Digimon. Did anyone like that show?
That was bizarre. Just the look.
It was one of those shows that was just weird for weird's sake, which I feel like Nick was kind of into at the time. Their whole slime aesthetic got a little real. But that's one thing I noticed about the review is I'm worried about making my kids little weirdos at their first day of school that aren't going to talk about anything relevant to other kids.
I wouldn't want my kid talking about Betty Boop.
Right.
I would fear the judgment that would befall my house.
Right. I have some stark preferences in media. I want to bring my kids up on stuff I think is art. Not that they won't be eating on that Sesame Street. Not that they won't be going to the streets. Not that they won't be getting clues from Blue. But, you got to supplement that with some beautiful Japanese animation. Then, their kids go to school in first grade asking everyone about Yu Yu Hakusho, which hasn't been on TV for 45 years. And, they might get some looks from the other kids, and you don't want that for your little chitlin, do you?
I'm the teacher? Betty Boop. I don't know. Betty Boop's before our time, but Betty Boop's slightly she's supposed to be a little sexy thing.
Well, it's a little, it's kind of a little weird little dated sex symbol Looney Tune thing.
She's a little, if my kid's going to school talking about Inuyasha and dressing like Kagome and stuff, people can be like, what is that for one? But also,
if I was a teacher,
wolf ears.
If a kid came in cosplay or something for some dated anime show, but my instinct would be to protect. Right? This is a precious child. There's relatability there. I've seen this before in myself. This child needs protection, as I once did. But if it was Inuyasha, that would just send me terrible flashbacks to the girls that watch Inuyasha when I went to school. And there might be disdain there underneath there. You just don't know what you're awakening in people.
Yeah.
What if someone dressed as Betty Boop mugged the teacher's family, and that's why they know who Betty Boop is?
You've poked a slumbering dragon.
Right, there's some sort of Batman origin story where the assailant was dressed as Betty Boop on Halloween, and there's just terrible, terrible things there.
You don't want that.
And my kid's going to go to school talking about frickin' Naruto. Teacher's going to be like, what a nerd. The teacher's going to be pushing my kids in the locker with the stuff I'm going to be showing them.
As long as we're speaking of assailants and reawakening things, I've got some Amazon reviews for the Naked Gun trilogy collection.
Okay.
Did you ever watch those movies, Naked Gun?
I feel like I've watched those on hotel TV, all at separate times for sure.
Good passing hotel watch for sure.
Definitely.
For those uninitiated, it's Leslie Nielsen. Maybe you saw him in Airplane. If you haven't watched these movies, playing his typical deadpan-y comedic self. But there are also some other notable people in these movies. If you're not saying anything, I'm guessing you don't know or recall. So I'll just read this review from Amazon Customer. They title it Comedy Movie Franchise. And they write, Naked Gun Oh no, am I going to read the other one first? Oh, darn it, I meant to read the other one first. I'm going to start with this. Obviously, I want to start with the one from The Bearded Lady, who titles her review, "You Know You Need This in Your Life." And Bearded Lady writes, "Classic Nielsen for sure. This is all 3 discs in one box for the days when you need a Naked Gun marathon. Believe me, you do. I'm also always pleasantly surprised by O.J. Simpson's flair for physical comedy. 5 stars.
Oh. Yeah, the physicality of that man really got him, you know. Everything he's known for was related to his physicality.
That's true. Yeah, he lays his name on that claim to be a physical man.
Yeah, a physical man with hands that don't fit in gloves, you know, wearing football helmets, etc., etc.
Yeah, just like in Airplane, as I referenced, we've got notable athlete turned artist, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who was like a king of the Midwest, king of basketball, but also like award-winning journalist as well. We toast to Kareem.
Absolutely. Did my 6th grade Black History Month report on that legend.
Nice.
I'm an expert. I just wrote about like him hanging out with Bruce Lee.
Well, that's awesome.
Oh, it is awesome. Yeah, they were not only were they bros, dude taught him kung fu. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, kung fu master. You know how scary that is, dude?
Yeah.
Kareem's limbs pick up some speed when they swing, bro. Some velocity.
Speaking of speed, the juice has got it. Yeah. For those who don't know, O.J. Simpson was an actor for a while. He was in all 3 of these movies, as well as others. So following on that, here is Amazon Customers Review. Comedy movie franchise is the title. They write, "Naked Gun is a true classic. One of the best comedies of all times. It's especially great watching O.J. getting thrown around now. It was funny before, but even more now when it comes to O.J. Simpson. Anyway, I'm glad they released all 3 comedy classics, 5 stars. This was a 2020 review, so they're watching. I guess the other one was from 2017, but this person must have seen it back when OJ was still in our good graces, and now it's like, yes.
I mean, it's always been known since when was the OJ stuff happening? We were
98.
We were just out of culture, like just out of age to be aware of that sort of thing.
Yeah,
but. Yeah, in my lifetime, it's sort of been... I don't think anyone...
95.
He's been in a celebrity bucket of shame pretty deep for a minute,
yeah.
You know? And I think people's levels of, you know, acceptance or separation of that is different for everybody. But it is weird watching stuff with canceled celebs. I don't want to say canceled because there's so much weight to that. With celebs we don't fuck with anymore in stuff. I'm watching Always Sunny. P. Diddy's in a bunch of those old episodes. No. He plays like a weird drug dealer guy who they like have to hang out with for some of their schemes or whatever. Oh. And yeah, just like it's not like I'm gonna turn off the show, but like it's hard to find the bits he's in funny with the new context I'm aware of. For those unaware, P. Diddy, serial rapist and sexual abuser.
Yeah, not great allegations being thrown around. Yeah, heavily credible allegations.
Just like, I don't really want to hang out with this dude anymore, you know, in any sort of capacity. Which, you remember the old Dave Chappelle, or not even the Dave Chappelle sketches, you remember the show P. Diddy had where he would, like, get music interns and, like, boss them around and make them do weird stuff?
Oh.
I don't really remember the show, but I remember the Dave Chappelle sketch about the show. Where P. Diddy, like, made them walk across town to get a cookie from a special bakery. Which I guess was true. He did that one episode. Like, their mission as music interns coming up on the industry was to walk across New York in blistering heat through, you know, who knows what kind of neighborhoods to get him a damn cookie. And I think he threw it out when they got back or whatever. Jeez. So yeah, it recontextualizes the whole situation, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, comedy show here.
Yeah. Well, if you want to watch O.J. Simpson get thrown around, be the victim of physical comedy, then Naked Gun Trilogy is right there for you.
Yeah, I guess if you're a celebrity and you think something might come out that might get you in people's bad graces someday, you should just go for slapstick comedy.
Yeah. Oh, look at him getting his comeuppance. Isn't that cute? Isn't there the rumor, or like maybe it's more than a rumor, that James Cameron wanted him to play the Terminator? But people are like, who are going to believe he's a killing machine?
No, I've heard that before. For sure. It's hard not to picture like the opening scenes of Terminator 1 where naked Arnold is like phasing in.
Yeah.
And the dun 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 dun. Like you just picture OJ in that and it's so uncanny, right? Mm-hmm. It's so weird. Or like Will Smith as Neo. Ooh. Imagine if that ever went through.
I bet it would have been all good. It'd be a totally different movie, but it probably would have been funny.
Episode 1, Will Smith would have just slapped the shit out of the Agent Smith, and it would have been over. Okay, let me get another review here. This one's pretty par for our course, I think. This is from Amazon. Sunzel, no front, scene biker shorts for women with pockets, yoga workout gym shorts with tummy control. Just high-waisted workout shorts. Female.
Okay.
The Fly Girl got a 5-inch inseam, size large, color mint green. And she titles her review, "Yeah, baby, love them." Sorry, that's in all caps. Yeah, baby, love them. That's all probably right, a better take. There is a reason why these have a lot of favorable reviews and over 19K reviews total. They're soft, they stretch, and are very comfortable in addition to being pretty. My husband bought me the first 2 pairs in darker pink and lavender. I loved them and wanted more, but he would not say where he got them. I looked at the brand name and I had seen it before on Amazon. Thank you, Amazon in the seller! So I checked and I'm wearing the mint green pair right now. Love the buttery soft shorts, and I have the pockets in my shorts. Wear a lot of them in Florida since buying a home here 9 years ago. Just ordered 2 more. If you try them, you will probably love them too. P.S. I wear the same size as Marilyn Monroe did, a 14. What? But mine is in stretch jeans. Emphasis on the stretch. Ordered a large and they fit perfectly. 5 stars.
There's a lot there.
It's dense. It's like a pound cake there.
At a home in Florida 2 years ago, was it?
Bought a home in Florida 9 years ago.
9 years ago, okay. Well, okay.
She's been wearing a lot since then.
Yeah, you gotta... When in Florida, buttery soft shorts is the name of the game.
I'm glad the buttery soft, that was really, of all the information, that stands at the buttery top.
I want buttery on my butt.
I do not. Imagine... Tommy Pickle style, dropping a stick of butter in your shorts before a hot summer workout. I don't want that. That happens to me naturally. I sort of secrete
the butter-like
substances when I'm working out.
Yeah, I don't want that. I want like liquid Terminator sort of clinging to my loins a little bit. I want cool and sheer and sheen, and maybe not sheer, but...
I want shorts with little nanobots, sweat-wicking nanobots inside.
Smooth is, yeah, but not buttery smooth.
Smooth, but not buttery. Man, I don't know why that resonated with me.
I don't want to sit down and just sort of slide forward in my shorts.
After I get a good heat going on the workout, I don't want a sizzle going down there, I don't
want to go to some cafe patio lunch and order a salmon Caesar salad, but then just... feel like I got some of the Caesar dressing in my pants.
Yeah, the butter. I've never ever described clothing as buttery.
I've had a few T-shirts that I've said are buttery soft.
Sure.
Like you get that tri blend T-shirt.
A shirt you feel like if it was deeper, you could just push your hand through it forever.
Yeah. The Family Video T-shirt that I bought when Family Video's like, "We need help," and I was like, "I'm gonna be the one to save you by buying a $25 T-shirt."
Yeah, I bought a $30 sweatshirt from them at the same time. Nice sweatshirt.
It's a nice T-shirt.
I got a stain on it like day 2. One of those stains where I was like, oh, that's going to come right out. Didn't wash it right away. It's in there. And it's not there enough for anyone to notice but me. But that's all that matters.
That's a blessing.
And a curse. But there's so much. Okay, so she named. We've never had. I don't recall a review volume drop. We've had plenty of like clout chasers. Hey, look at my review is nice. Like, give me free stuff. But never look at all the favorable views and 19K views.
Yes. Yeah, we have had people saying, I'm thinking of one guy as specific on IMDb saying that he's written so many reviews, but we've never had somebody say, this thing has gotten, check it out. This thing's gotten so many good reviews. That's insane.
It just makes me think people love to consume, right? They're so wrapped up in the consume culture.
Look at it.
Everyone likes this. You will like this. I like this. Like product. It's just, there's products I'm loyal to, but I don't know. I would never, in an argument for why a product is good, drop like stats.
Yeah, I see.
I'm not a salesman.
I see, quote, articles on my Apple News app. It's like, this product has 500,000 5-star Amazon reviews. I'm like, okay, how many of those are paid for? How many of those? How much did this article cost the seller? Yep. Or how much are you collecting from those affiliate links?
How much of those are just bots? Because that's a clicked on product, so the bots are going to click on it more, and it sort of compounds that way. Yeah, it's. There's so many more metrics to measure a product's quality by than how many other idiots also tried it. I don't like Reese's Puffs because everyone is eating Reese's Puffs. I like Reese's Puffs because that's the chocolate peanut butter. That's that buttery soft.
What did this review end with? It took a weird turn towards the end.
She dropped the postal, the PS.
Mm-hmm.
Not the edit, the PS. I wear the same size as Marilyn Monroe did.
Oh, yeah.
A 14, but minus stretch jeans. Emphasis on the stretch.
Like, information, you're talking to talk about yourself a little bit.
You think this person's like an accountant? They feel so detail-oriented. It
is, lots of details we don't need to know. That don't support the review or its value.
This is a smart joke, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe it's so smart it's dumb. But this is like the infinite jest of reviews.
If you get through it, you're not going to remember half of what you read.
But the footnotes were pretty funny sometimes.
Yeah, I got my shorts with the pockets in them. Generally, pockets go in the shorts or pants. What was the brand name of this, too?
Sunzel. Sunzel.
Okay.
I've never heard of it.
That's actually like, as far as Amazon brands go, that's not Yowakinik. Some just collection of letters. Sunzel sounds like something. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's just they're a big company and they have the production value, but from a glance at the product page, it looked legitimate, They have real models wearing the product, demoing the product, not just like photoshopped mannequins that they copy and pasted the shorts on. That's always a good sign. The bullet points in the about this item are legible and only half like algorithm bait. Yeah, I guess they don't indulge in the algorithm bait too much. I guess that's why I trust them. It just looks like a regular old Amazon ad. Maybe making me a little bit nostalgic.
But I don't care that you're the same size as Marilyn.
Yeah, right. Like, who asked? Good for you, I guess. And why do you gotta tell me? I wasn't gonna judge her size, but I wasn't judging anything about that part of the review until she name dropped Marilyn. And now we're all focused on it. Now we're all feeling weird about it, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
She just said, I'm size 14, My stretch pants go a little stretchy, but the large fit good. Wow, what information. But now it's all mucked up. I'm thinking about Marilyn wearing the stretch pants, getting blasted off by a heat vent. No, she walks over the heat vent with the stretch pants, and instead of cutely, holding her dress down, and, ooh, she just says, "Oh, this is a good pump," and she starts doing some squats. Now there's a commercial.
And speaking of commercials,
yep, I was trying to think of a segue myself. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hey everybody, thank you for listening to our lovely little podcast. If you'd like to go above and beyond in supporting our show, or have the most fabulous conversation starter since sliced bread, go to reviewparty.com. Click on shop and explore some fabulous t-shirt designs.
Where's your favorite place to wear a t-shirt?
On my body.
Mine is at the store.
That is a good place to wear a t-shirt. Reviewparty.com. Click shop.
Why stop there?
Don't stop now.
Don't stop me now, because I'm buying a t-shirt. I'm buying a shirt.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second half of the episode, and welcome to a smashed amalgam of segments. It is a great celebrity reviews in history.
Oh, okay. We take
of which
those.
I wrote a blog about some weeks ago. Or maybe I need to go back and finish it still. Neither here nor there. It's right here in the here and now. We've got a review. Celebrity reviews are either reviews about or generally written by celebrities. Great reviews in history are reviews from history. We've got both. We have from The Theater, the monthly theater review and magazine, from 1887.
Wow.
A review of Alice on the Stage, written by Lewis Carroll, author of Alice in Wonderland and Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Ooh.
He did not write the play adaptation.
Very interesting.
Very
Bro,
interesting.
That's bold. Writing that's the scariest review to read, is that anyone on that production, I feel like.
Yeah, I'm going to skip around a bit because it's kind of dense. Or not dense, but there's a lot there. And I don't want to bore anybody. So, I'll start from the start, though. Quote, "Look here, here's all this Judy's clothes falling to pieces again," end quote. Such were the pensive words of Mr. Thomas Codlin, and they may fitly serve as a motto for a writer who has set himself the unusual task of passing in review a set of puppets that are virtually his own, the stage embodiments of his own dream children. And that quote, Punch and Judy show, maybe you've heard the phrase, is like old puppet shows. So that person talking about their puppet falling to pieces is talking about their own creation falling to pieces. So he's trying to do a metaphor with using a reference no one knows anymore.
Right.
Not his fault.
These puppets beat each other up, and you see the puppet you made fall apart for its art.
Yes. Continuing, not that the play itself is in any sense mine. The arrangement in dramatic form of a story written without the slightest idea that it would ever be so adapted was a task that demanded powers denied to me, but possessed in an eminent degree, so far as I can judge, by Mr. Seville Clark. I do not feel myself qualified to criticize his play as a play, nor shall I venture any criticism on the players as players. For a review, bold thing to say, Mr. Carroll.
He's trying to be nice, I think, at the very least. He's trying to not make sure none of the bullets spray at anyone who doesn't deserve it.
What is it then that I have set myself to do? And what possible claim have I to be heard? My answer must be that, As the writer of the 2 stories thus adapted, and the originator, as I believe, for at least I have not consciously borrowed them, of the airy nothings for which Mr. Seville Clark has so skillfully provided, if not a name, at least a local habitation, I may without boastfulness claim to have a special knowledge of what it was I meant them to be, and so a special understanding of how far that intention has been realized. And I fancied that there might be some readers of The Theatre who would be interested in the sharing of that knowledge and that understanding. And here, Mr. Carroll goes on a page-and-a-half diversion about how he used to be in a paddle boat with the 3 little children and tell them stories until one of them was like, "Write these stories down, sir." And he's like, "Well, I did, and I don't know how to draw, but I drew these pictures that did not follow normal anatomy."
I love old writers, man.
Yeah. He's at least like totally aware, because at the top of the next page, he says, "I have wandered from my subject, I know. Yet grant me another minute to relate a little incident of my own experience."
Just the desire for everyone in the audience, to your writings, to everyone. He's opening up his brain and trying to show everyone the feelings and emotions he has with words. And as a writer, he thinks to do that, and it's up to you to decide whether he's right or wrong, you know. I think he's kind of right, but he's like, yeah, if you wanna know what's going on in my brain, you need the full context.
Yeah.
We need 4 paragraphs explaining how to read this. Then we need a story from my life. Sort of, you get, you know, you're in the correct emotional place to take this information, and then maybe we can get to the review.
Yeah, I do respect it, because usually I'm like, if I'm going to tell you a story, I might need to tell you 3 stories for context. Right. And he does, it is interesting to read this stuff. He's like, "Sometimes an idea comes at night, when I have had to get up and strike a light to note it down. Sometimes when out on a lonely winter walk, when I have had to stop and with half-frozen fingers jot down a few words which should keep the newborn idea from perishing. But whenever or however it comes of itself. I cannot set invention going like a clock." I'm like, okay, cool. So these ideas just came to you, dude.
Got it. Noted.
Yeah.
Not only do I know that, I fully come to an understanding of this idea. Thank you, Lewis Carroll.
Yeah, and so this last diversion, he's like, "One time I just thought of a line of verse. I don't know what it meant, but pretty soon I was like, that's the last line of a stanza." And then I wrote the rest of the stanza, and I was like, that stanza is the last stanza of a poem. And then I wrote the poem, and people are writing me asking what the poem means. Is it political satire? And he says, "I don't know." Literally. "I have but one answer. I don't know! Exclamation point. And now I return to my text and will wander no more." And then he doesn't wander, but he meanders. Almost like, "Stand forth, then, from the shadowy past, Alice, the child of my dreams. Full many a year has slipped away since that golden afternoon that gave thee birth." Like, you're not wandering, Lewis, but you're not getting right to the point.
It's at least a mosey. You're at least moseying over to the subject.
Yeah, but nonetheless, I'll skip ahead. He's like describing the characters as he thought them to be. The White Rabbit is supposed to be the opposite of Alice, because he's hopping all over the place, where Alice is very direct in the things she says. And then he talks about, I'm not going to talk about the Red Queen, the White Queen, or the Queen of Hearts. Apparently the Red Queen is not the same as Queen of Hearts. We were uninformed rubes. I'm just going to jump to where he actually talks about performances. So he says, "None, I think, was better realized than the 2 undertaken by Mr. Sidney Harcourt, the Hatter and Tweedledum. To see him enact the Hatter was a weird and uncanny thing, as though some grotesque monster, seen last night in a dream, should walk into the room in broad daylight and quietly say, 'Good morning.'" Which is a beautiful image. I need not to try to describe what I meant the Hatter to be, since, so far as I can now remember, it was exactly what Mr. Harcourt has made him. And I may nearly say the same of Tweedledum, but the Hatter surprised me most, perhaps only because it came first in the play. There were others who realized my ideas nearly as well, but I am not attempting a complete review.
More about me than the story, actually.
This is just, I was bored one day. Saw this play. I realized, these are my characters. I thought I'd write a few words. I will now conclude a few words about the two children who played Alice and the Dormouse. Of Miss Phoebe Carlo's performance, it would be difficult to speak too highly. As a mere effort of memory, it was surely a marvelous feat for so young a child to learn no less than 215 speeches, nearly 3 times as many as Beatrice has in Much Ado About Nothing. But what I admired most, as realizing most nearly my ideal heroine, was her most perfect assumption of her high spirits and readiness to enjoy everything of a child out for a holiday. I doubt if any grown actress, however experienced, could have worn this air so perfectly. We look before and after and sigh at what is not. A child never does this, and it is only a child that can utter from her heart the words poor Margaret Fuller Ossoli so longed to make her own. I am all happy now. And last, I may for once omit the time-honored addition, not least, for surely no tinier maiden ever yet achieved so genuine a theatrical success, comes our dainty Dormouse. Dainty is the only epithet that seems to me exactly to suit her. With her beaming baby face, the delicious crispness of her speech, and the perfect realism with which she makes herself the embodied essence of sleep, she is surely the daintiest Dormouse that yet ever told us, I sleep when I breathe. With the first words of that, her opening speech, a sudden silence falls on the house. At least it has been so every time I have been there. And the baby tones sound strangely clear in the stillness. And yet I doubt if the charm is due only to the incisive clearness of her articulation. To me, there was an even greater charm in the utter self-abandonment and conscientious thoroughness of her acting. If Dorothy ever adopts a motto, it ought to be thorough. I hope the time, he says he would love to see her as Puck. Sometime soon.
Wow, that's a high compliment. He was complimenting, and then he dropped, she's got to be the Shakespeare character, man. She's crazy. That's very nice.
Yes, that's Lewis Carroll, writing about what he wrote about.
I like that he was like, listen, when I wrote Alice, it was about this one thing. A girl who liked being on vacation. And this girl got it. She got it and she ran with it. And then this other girl, you should have seen how sleepy and dainty she was. It was crazy, bro.
She looked like a little mouse.
This mouse girl was so mousy, I didn't even know if she was human. But then she started talking, and boy, could she talk good.
Yeah.
You should. I love that he took time to relay to the actors that, like, hey, you nailed that thing. Because you know more than I do. All the stuff you go through with a director by the end of the show.
Oh, goodness.
How much of that interpretation of the character is yours by the end, you know?
Yeah.
For Lewis Carroll to reach out that olive branch and be like, hey, you know, whatever you went through, you got, here at the end, you got it real right, I think is a real nice thing to say. And it's the daintiness for me.
Yeah.
Is that all we got from Louis?
That's all we got from old Louis.
Thanks for digging up that great review of history. That's my favorite segment, but it's just so hard to...
Yeah, it takes some work.
Yeah, that one's a real ass segment. You got to do some research and writing and all that good stuff, editing. But let me bring us to a no effort type of place. Do you want a product that comes from the sea or something from over the sea?
Ooh! You're just toying with me. Like I'm a little dormouse and you're a cat. Over the sea.
Over the sea. Well, you've brought the plane straight to Yelp, Japan.
Yes.
That's right. Let me get back. Oh, shoot. I linked to the man instead of the review. One moment. Here we are. Okay. From Yelp, Japan in Tokyo, we got a review for The Watering Hole.
All right.
It is a bar in Japan. It says beer bar. Burgers American. It looks like they got a big craft beer selection there. Cool. It looks like a little slice of America. American haughty design. Stickers all over the wall type place. But don't take it from me. Take it from Dang, and they're from Huntington Beach. Elite 2024 and beyond, I believe. Dang writes, as planned, I came after visiting the Meiji Jingu Shrine and had a flight. Beer, not the airplane. When they asked me what I wanted in my flight, I responded omikase, and they gave me their 4 best IPAs. Unfortunately, their sours were included as part of the flight, but the IPAs were solid. I actually had a few more beers after this and walked out drunk, so honestly, I don't remember what I drank. What I was disappointed with was they ran out of their main food dish by 6 o'clock. What the hell? I was going to have dinner there also. Part of the reason why I walked out so drunk. There was some non-Japanese locals and regulars that came in, and they were pretty friendly. I actually ended up sitting next to an expat American who has been living there for about 9 or 10 years already, so the atmosphere was pretty chill. As we were talking, a non-Japanese local, a Brit, reached in between us and grabbed the menu that was on the bar. I turned to him and said somewhat snarky, "Yes, you can use our menu," but he quickly realized that what I alluded to and immediately apologized very good-natured style, which caused me to laugh it off. That was the kind of atmosphere in this place. 4 stars.
I almost got into a fight, but in the end, it turns out I was just a drunk idiot.
Yeah, man, in this sort of good atmosphere place, he's talking about the good atmosphere of the place, but it doesn't sound like he is contributing to it.
No, he is not a part of the good atmosphere. It is a testament to this place that the good atmosphere is maintained.
The good atmosphere continued despite this man getting totally smashed off a flight on an empty stomach.
He is a hole in the ozone layer, and the atmosphere is just leaking out.
I just can't imagine going to a bar, especially in another country, and I identify, wow, this place is filled with friendly regulars. And someone grabs a menu that I'm not using from near me, and even if the reach is a little, come on, buddy. It's a busy bar, come on, bro. Mm-hmm. What's the big deal? Bro needed a menu and you weren't using it. He saw it, he grabbed it. I think it would have been ruder to say, "Excuse me, can I have that menu?" That's in a conversation interrupter. Bro was trying to be dainty about it, I feel like.
Right, very dainty. Yeah, like, you already know they don't have their number one seller. So apparently, you don't need the menu. You're only going to order one thing, and they don't have it. So, what need you with the menu?
I don't think he looked at the menu once, did he? He asked for omika. He said, and they said, "What do you want?" He said, "Give me your good stuff." You ain't about that menu lifestyle, bro. So let the Brit ? Get his menu on.
Yeah, sounds like a story that some bro would tell you that he thinks is the coolest thing ever. Like, I was tailgating this person so hard. Like, we almost wrecked. But in the end, I swerved and he swerved, and nothing happened. We both were like, "Whoa, that was close." I'm like, you're an
I almost got into this. I almost instigated a fight with this guy, but then he said sorry. It was so cool.
That doesn't make you sound good.
Which immediately apologized, very good-natured, which caused me to laugh it off. So this guy, you drunkenly yelled at, sarcastically snarked at this poor man who just wanted a menu. He got scared and over-apologized. And because he identified you as a drunken fool, and he didn't want any trouble. And you start laughing. And then, so therefore, good atmosphere.
Yeah. God.
I laughed in the face of those apologizing to me. The atmosphere was fantastic. I think that's enough from Yelp Japan this week. We can just, let's wrap her up. Hey, this episode's freaking over. Dang it. Be afraid, all right? Don't grab that menu from between me. Apologize. But also, what deserves... Thank you, listener. New episodes every Tuesday. keep holding that menu with a little tears in your eyes. If you'd like to send us an absurd review to muse over, you can do that. That doesn't involve taking the menu from us. Please send an email with a hyperlink to a funny review to reviewparty.com. reviewparty.com@gmail.com. Include your name, a JPEG of the image, a link to the image, all kinds of stuff. We'll get it on the air. We'll say thanks. It'll be fun.
If you want to reach out to us, you can find us on social media at reviewparty.com on Instagram and TikTok, at reviewpartypod on Twitter /X. You can read reviews that we have written on Letterboxd. Just search Review Party, or you can go to our website, reviewparty.com. What are you going to find there? I don't know. Blog, sometimes writing about old reviews, like for Dracula and Frankenstein, the old ones, or just any other random thing that I find to write about that is related to reviews. Also all the episodes, also the listening platforms, because, Podknife, Pocket Casts, I think I applaud you for holding out. Just know that there are other tribes out there, should yours lose its land to the great settlers of Spotify.
It's a big Spotify consuming all those underneath it.
We got you, okay?
You know that movie where the countries are just big cars that eat the other cars' countries? They're just like giant mechs.
I wanted to see that. I didn't see it.
I saw a clip from it, which also makes me want to see it. But that's sort of like what podcast distributors are. Just roaming giant mechs trying to kill each other. And where the ammunition? Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah. I'm in our Gmail. We got an email from the New York City Podcast Network, something where you can listen to us there. It's a place.
It's kind of. We actually might have a handful of listeners on there. So
yeah. Hi. So what's up? We got this email. Congratulations, your episode titled Number 88, Love in the Darkness 4, This Will End in Darkness, was voted up, and your podcast is one step closer to rising in our leaderboards. That doesn't sound like one of our episodes.
Should I look up what our episode 88 is? I bet it is so not that.
Yeah, I know we've gotten voted up a few times, and I go and I look, and for whatever reason, our episode art isn't showing up on their website. I'm going to have to email them or something. So something might be a little off.
Yeah, not to toot our own horn, but episode art is a good flavor setter. Our episode 88 is titled Girls in Bikinis, Robots Looking Meanie. So I'm not sure that's us.
We got a bunch of, actually, at the same time, emails. All the same thing. Congratulations to your episode titled birthdayparty.com 3, my sausage sandwich birthright. 169, rolling with the cinnamon punches. 164, your ticket to Soup World. 167, Bugs Bunny Space Jam Secret Sauce Situation. 152,
on a week-to-week basis,
a lot of advice.
Sometimes our episode title's funny. Aren't we really being funny? But
yeah,
hear them in that context, man, we're hilarious.
186, Getting to the Tuna. 184, Poor Cubert. 177, Slime and stuff like that.
So yeah, we're doing big stuff over there on New York Podcast Network. Even if it's not us, we're so big that
there's
we got
a lot
people.
of us. I didn't realize this is like a chain of many emails, and some of them aren't our episodes. Many of them are. Anything but drywall does sound like an episode name for us.
But yeah, I don't.
But
think
it doesn't have the number.
We got to steal that one. Anyway, hey, check out our homies Nosebleeds. Thanks for letting us use your song, boys. Bread for Breakfast, it's called. You've heard it throughout the episode. You're about to hear it in a second. And you can hear more great tunes by those very talented homies over on Spotify. Just search Nosebleeds. One word. Matt, I think you're going to finish it out for us this week.
I will. Yeah, there are 37 emails in this chain. They've just been sending us things all morning. Yeah. Anyway, I have an Amazon review here for CSB She Reads Truth Bible, hardcover, black letter, full color design, wide margins, note-taking space, devotionals, reading plans, 2 ribbon markers, sewn binding, easy-to-read Bible, serif type. This has 20 full-color maps in it, which that sounds like a cool Bible.
Yeah, that's kind of neat, actually.
But the She Reads Truth communities, quote, women in the Word of God every day. It invites women to count themselves among, I don't know. It's just, they've done something to it to make it womanly. Which makes perfect sense when we have this review from Jimmy Blevins. And he titles his review, Does He Read? And Jimmy writes, as a man, can I read these and it help me also? Sometimes I think God hates men by what I see everywhere. Personally, I think he's for them too. He is no respecter of persons. Good luck, though. 2 stars.
Say it loud and proud, Jimmy. No one else is saying it, brother. You say it loud and proud. Hell
I don't know if anyone else is going to say it, Jimmy, so be loud.